Samantha Perry. Samantha is WeSweet's all-star account representative. She is a friendly face at most of the trade shows and webinar sessions, demonstrating the many features and functions that WeSweet provides. She has a great understanding of workflow as it pertains to the security industry and acts as a great point person to help WeSweet clients grow their business strong. Samantha serves as a great resource to integrators who are looking to automate their sales process. If you find yourself spending more time digging than selling, it's time to change the way you look at sales. In this webinar, you will get a high-level view of WeSweet's brand new Visual Accounts dashboard, which is customized by you. Now, users enjoy the convenience of an electronic file for both current accounts and targets. Say goodbye to that fat manila folder, breadcrumbs, post-its, and emails. Centralize your account database in an easy-to-manage, reactive-to-sell format. Improve time management, capture important customized data, and enhance overall workflow. Optimize your sales relationships and success with the WeOpportunity Account Dashboard. My name is Julie Rolls. I am the training specialist with PSA Security Network, and I will be moderating this call today. I have just a few quick housekeeping items before I hand it over to Samantha. If you happen to have any questions throughout the course of this presentation, please type them into the question panel, and we'll have time for Q&A at the end of this presentation. Chat will also be monitored if you happen to have any technical difficulties, and we'll do our best to get you back up and running. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Samantha.
Hi, Julie. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Samantha Perry. I'm with WeSweet, and thank you for the great introduction, Julie. We're going to kind of hop right in today. I know we only have 30 minutes, so I wanted to make sure to make the best of everyone's time. So let's get started. So for those of you who are not familiar with WeSweet, WeSweet is a full soup-to-nuts sales software for the security industry. We cover everything from contact to contract, so any size sale, simple to complex, all under kind of one umbrella. So the icons here on the left-hand side, just to kind of walk you through it, are everything from prospecting to targeting opportunities, integration with your calendar so that you can track your sales process and your tasks, formulate your pipeline and track your pipeline, building quotes and estimates, going through the different modules for approvals and commissions, auto-generating documents like proposals and contracts with reporting from end to end, and then a number of different accounting and ERP solution integrations. So really that full end-to-end solution for you. What WeSweet really tries to do is change the way that you're looking at sales. So with the tool, you're really going to have a lot of automation, and you're going to have a way to centralize all of your data. So the key today is how are these kind of tools going to help you grow on your key and target accounts. And when you have the ability to improve on your workflow, save time looking for things, and are able to pull reports that you can make good decisions on and pull kind of KPI reports from, it can really help you kind of target to where you need to be and set achievable goals. So the focus of today's webinar is going to be our new accounts dashboard. So as we were talking about before, this is fully customizable, but what is coming out of the box is a way for you to see just on a high-level overview for a particular account, all of the leads, quotes, contracts, contacts, locations for a particular customer, or for also a customer that you're targeting, right? So maybe it's a prospect that you're trying to target and gain business with. And then from there, you'll also have one singular place to see all of your account notes, tasks, set up a heat index, which we'll walk into in a second, as well as having a kind of full history end-to-end. And then the customizable portion of it is going to be the data points. So we're going to kind of hop into that right now. So just bear with me while I switch my screen. Okay, great. So here we are logged into our WeOpportunity platform. This is a web-based platform for you to be able to track your leads and prospects. And what we're looking at today is the account dashboard. So here at the top, you can see I'm at my account dashboard view. For those of you who are already using WeSweet, you may be familiar with our classic dashboard, so you will be able to kind of go back and forth but for the purpose of today's call, we want to focus on the accounts dashboard. So we're going to kind of walk through this from top to bottom. So here at the top, you're going to see I have an area for my tasks. This is kind of a passover from the classic dashboard, just so that you're not having to switch back and forth. So that whichever dashboard is your default, you will have one area to look and see what your tasks are for the day. I can go ahead and I can edit those tasks. I could also see where they are on the map using the GPS function that comes along with WeSweet. So you have that task piece at the top. The main meat of the accounts dashboard is going to be here below. And each of these windows is going to give me a quick shot into the accounts that I have in the system. And right now they're being sorted alphabetically, so I have it sorted by name. So in this row here, I'm going to be able to search for any account in the database that I'd like to. And I can also set a default for how I want to sort. So this drop-down is going to give me a number of different choices, all of which are going to be helpful, especially if you're using the quoting side, but there also are going to be some pieces here for the opportunity side that you'll be able to sort by. So right now we're being sorted by name, but if you wanted to sort by the total sales, so your most profitable customers, or the total RMR, so who, based on kind of a high to low for your monthly, especially if you're the type of salesperson where you have key accounts and there's people that you're really growing on, and these are your big accounts that you want to kind of always have at the top. Those were ones that I would recommend sorting by. And then you also have different dates that you can sort by. So if you want to kind of keep track of your tasks and what you need to do for the day, having the last updated date be the default, or the last time a job was updated, or if you have a close date that you're keeping up with and you want it to be in order of what's coming up to close so that you know what you have to do next, you can make those selections as well. Just to kind of finish this toolbar here, I do have a choice for how I would like to display the data. And then in this show area, a user like me who is able to view other users might be seeing all. If you're only in a management role, maybe you just want to see your employees. And then if you are a salesperson and you just want to see your accounts, you're going to see my customers. So you do have all of those choices, and those are based off of the rights that your user has. So let's hop right into the account, and let's just focus today on 1, 2, 3 together. And you'll see in this window I kind of have a snapshot of this account. On the left-hand side, I can create a new lead, a new quote, or find this customer's locations on the map. If you're using WeOpportunity, you can create the new lead very quickly here. I can go ahead and select on this button, and it's going to create a new lead automatically for 1, 2, 3 together. If I'm going to create a new quote, currently this is for our Quote Anywhere solution, so this is going to open up a quote right here in Quote Anywhere. In the future, we'll also have this ability to have a more complex quote that you'd be building in WeEstimate, kind of all under one umbrella. And then these maps icon is going to show you all the locations that you have for a specific account. So if you have an account that might have multiple site addresses or is countrywide, it'll drop a pin onto the map in all the different location areas that you have. So you have that kind of visual, as well as also getting directions to any of those areas. So let's just kind of keep marching along here. In this area, I can upload a logo for this particular account. What's nice is that for those of you familiar with WeSuite, this is stored throughout the database and can be used anywhere else. So for example, if you want your customer logo to show up on a proposal document or a certain report, you're able to utilize that. And then you may have also noticed this smiley face that we have here, and this is going to tie in the heat index that I was talking about before. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and it's going to open up a window that's going to give me a selection for changes that I'd like to make to the heat index. So by design, this was a feature that allowed you to have a visual way to quickly see the happiness or unhappiness of a particular account. So in our particular sample here, we've got a frowny face is an unhappy customer, and then a big smile face is a super happy customer. All of these icons and the definitions of these icons are set up by your system admin. So kind of the sky's the limit here, and we have seen currently different organizations using this in different ways. So, for example, we've also imported a target here. So if you wanted to indicate that someone is not yet an account, but someone that you're just targeting, you can go ahead and you can select the heat index for target so that anyone who looks at the account would be able to see that they're not currently a customer, or what the state of their happiness or unhappiness is. So what we're really trying to drive here is that everyone is seeing the same information real time, right? So I constantly hear from people that customer service may have spoken with a customer and they were unhappy about something, and then accounting might be speaking with that same customer a few days later because they needed to pay their bill, unaware of the conversation that customer service had a few days before. So it's really just trying to keep everybody on the same page and not having to be hunting data down and hunting down conversations. So I'm just going to hit cancel here because we're not going to change this. Here at the top, we will get kind of a quick snapshot for the total revenue and total RMR for the year, as well as this O's area. So for anyone who's using an integrated accounting system, we will be able to pull if they have any invoices that are outstanding. So this is really good information for the salesperson or customer service person to have that doesn't necessarily have their credentials to log into an accounting system or call somebody else to give them that information if they need it right then and there. Sticking with the snapshot view, I am able to unbutton this leads area here, and I can select a range. So let's go with current week, and it will give me a quick snapshot of the leads that this current account has right here from the dashboard. Later, when we open the full account outside of this kind of snapshot, you'll have this ability as well. But if you wanted just a quick way to see your leads, you can use this button here. And as we go to the right side of the account, we're going to be looking at the General and the Notes tab. So let's start at the Notes tab. If I click on that tab, it's going to give me a quick way to see what the most recent notes are. I can also go ahead and click More and see the full area of notes as well as add notes. If I go back over to the General tab, what I'm looking at here are customized data points. So let's go ahead and collapse my left-hand panel so we have some more room here. And these data points are all customized by your organization. So WeSweet got a lot of requests from different organizations since everybody does business differently and everyone is looking for different types of information. So to really give you guys the ability to have a full, flexible way to create your own fields. Now this can be anything from a checkbox to a drop-down to currency or a text box, as well as pulling data from other areas of the application. So in this particular example, for market and for number of leads, those fields are being automated from other areas of the system, right? WeSweet's keeping track of how many leads this particular account has, and when you're creating leads, you're already selecting a market, so that'll auto-populate here as well. A few other fields were customized, so the annual revenue, the number of employees, and these are fields that the user would be able to fill in. So it's important for the organization to think about what are kind of the key bits of information that we want that'll help us kind of drive to either be more profitable with who we're targeting, and also for existing accounts to kind of make sure that if you're getting into that kind of older phase of an account, how are you going to keep those profitable? Keeping track with your customers to see if they're building other locations or if they're hiring, and to kind of see what their needs are going to give you a really good insight to kind of be ahead of the curve there. So let's go ahead and we'll click on details for this particular account, and this is going to give me the full account information for 123 together. So we're going to see a lot of the same information. We have the logo and some of our totals here. And then you'll see below here those data points that we were looking at. So aside from just the 7 that we had on our dashboard, you can see I have about 10 or 12 in total. So you can have as many data points as you'd like. And just to kind of show you how this works, if I go ahead and click Edit, now I can see that these fields are editable for me. And again, it's important to remember that these fields are all real time with this account. So if one person makes a change, someone will be able to see that change immediately. So here are some of the samples. You know, we have checkboxes. This is in gray because, again, this is automating from the system. But anything I can make changes to, I can go ahead and click on and make changes. So let's go ahead and button this up. We were looking at leads earlier, so again, in my full account view, I can go ahead and I can see any current leads. So let's dive into this a little deeper than we did before. I have a number of different columns here. I can go ahead and open this lead right from here. I can also see if there's any jobs associated to this opportunity. So if there are, I can go ahead and if I'm using Quote Anywhere, I can click on this job and open it right from here and be able to work on it. I can also see if there's any business forms for this particular opportunity. So for those of you who aren't familiar, WeSweet has a business forms module, so not only do we make proposals and contracts electronic, but also any other forms that you have in the sales process, like a survey or maybe a site survey, a tech form, your call list, credit card forms, to really fully automate and make your paper trail all electronic. I have my op ID. I can also see what the status of the opportunity is, its total sales, who owns it, and a number of dates for when it was created and the address. I also have the last notes here as well. So again, we're really trying to drive home a quick way to see a window of everything that's going on with this account in one place. So let's close up leads, and we'll open up quotes and contracts, and this is going to take it a step further and show me all of the jobs that I have for this particular account and the statuses that these jobs are in. So here I get a really good visual. I have a couple 1 jobs, but I have about 6 jobs here in progress. So that's an indication to me that these jobs are still being worked on and I need to complete them and get them out the door. For those of you who aren't familiar with our statuses, the status after in progress is in negotiation, which means that it's out on the streets and I've sent it to the customer. So this is showing me that I still haven't even sent this to the customer yet, so it's something that I need to work on. You'll also see some fields here for the total sale amount, total RMR, GP, and a date that it was sold if it was sold. One more piece here is going to tie in the contracts. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open one of these windows here. And this particular job, I don't have any signed contracts. It must have just been flagged as one outside of the system. But essentially, I'd be able to view the PDFs of this particular quote. And if I was using the integration with the eOriginal and WeSweet solution, I'd be able to sign the contracts right from here as well. So what really this is doing for you, especially for those of you using WeEstimate, if you're using WeEstimate kind of in the office and you're building your large integrated sale, and then you're out on the job site and you want to pull up the contract quickly and see, you know, what's going on with the job, or you want to read the scope so you make sure you have all of the specifics, you can pull up WeOpportunity and view the contracts right from there, as well as capture a signature. So if you are going out on site, rather than bringing printed documents and taking them back and forth, you can sign them right from here, and you're going to get that that automation automatically to your back office while you're still out in the field. So let's go ahead and close quotes and contracts. And then we have a few more fields here as well. Locations, again, is going to list all of the site and billing locations that I have for a particular account. So I can go ahead and I can make changes to those as well if I'd like to. Beneath locations is going to be contacts. And contacts, we're going to dive a little bit deeper here. So this will list all of the contacts that you have for an account. So for this particular account, we only have 1. But if you had 7 or 8 different people that were involved in this account, you're going to see everybody there. Now, you might have also noticed that there are some fields here that these are also customizable data points. So there was a big request to not only have data points at the account level, but at the contact level, so that you could capture certain information about a contact without having to kind of hunt in between jobs and leads when you wanted to speak to a certain person. So let's go ahead and click Details, and this is going to act similarly to the account. It's going to open up a deeper dive on this particular contact. So here at the top, I see Jennifer Turner, and I see all of her contact card information. So this all comes standard with the system that I'm highlighting. And then below that is going to be the data points. So these are all customized. And essentially is going to allow you to define as an organization what are the types of data that I want to collect about a specific individual that I can click on easily rather than kind of writing War and Peace in the notes area. So if I go ahead and I click edit, I can make changes here. And again, anyone who has visibility is going to be able to see these changes. So if maybe you have some turnover and people are being passed different accounts and they need to become familiar with these people that are, they're going to be managing with, this is really good information for them to kind of take a quick look and, kind of be ahead of the curve when they go and they introduce themselves. So let's click save here. And then the last piece was within the contact itself is the notes area. So notes throughout WeSweet is really helpful in the way where all notes are time and date stamped as well as user stamped. So this is a really great way to have kind of that inter-department communication. Anyone can pull up this account, put in what they talked about, and then the next person that's speaking with them is able to easily see what that conversation was about, get brushed up, and kind of move forward from there. So you really want to keep people all on the same page. You want to make sure that your clients are happy and that everyone, is sharing, the kind of same pool of information and there's no silos in the office. Here at the top is where I'm going to be able to enter the note, and you have a number of different formatting items here as well. So these, again, are contact-specific notes. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Now we're back in the account detail area. And once I close contacts, there's just two more items here. We're going to have the account history. So this isn't a very old account, so there's not much history going on here, but it would show me the full history that I had for this particular account. So especially if you guys have long sales cycles or an account that you've had in the system for a number of years, you're going to have that information here. And then the account level notes. So I think this is really going to be one of the most important areas for your team, especially if you are kind of widespread and you want to have a way that the departments can communicate with each other. Here's similar to the notes we were just looking at, but at the account level, not at the individual contacts. So here I'd be able to put in the conversation that I had, and it would flag here at the bottom, and I'd be able to read my notes. It's also showing me automatically every time a heat index was changed. So this is going to be, if you do change the heat index, you're going to want to come in the notes and say why, right? So why was the customer unhappy, or what was done that made them particularly happy, so that you can kind of take it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this, and we're going to close this one down. So that was kind of a high-level overview of the account dashboard, and a couple things that I want to talk about for the customization. There is kind of a deeper dive as well for the user specifically. So here we're looking at the data fields that are created at an organization's level, right? I'm from WeSweet, and these are the data points that we want all of our employees to fill in. Now, you do get kind of a deeper level of granularity as a specific user for your dashboard, and that's going to be taken care of here under your My Settings. So let's just take a quick look at that as well. And essentially what we really want to do is each salesperson might have different information, and not actually just for salespeople. Each user might have different particular bits of information that are most important to them, and that's what they want to show on their dashboard. So under Dashboard Settings, I'm going to go to the Account Dashboard. I can choose my display. So again, we were talking about the sort. You can pick the particular sort that you want that's most important to you, as well as the display and for how many days. But what I want to focus on here is the data points. So here I see my customer data points and the contact data points. And what we're really trying to drive here is how to become more profitable, right? So you want to target on the information that's most important to you. So each particular user might have information that is more helpful to them. So for example, my data points might be these, whereas Katie's data points might be something else. So I can go ahead and I have all the data points available to me, again, that are customized at an organization level, and I can decide which are the ones that I want to see directly on my dashboard. So it's important to kind of understand you'll always have the availability of all of your data points, but you can pick your kind of top 7 here and put them directly on your dashboard so that you're spending, again, less time digging and more time being able to just visually see the information that you need and kind of take it from there. That will also be especially important for the way that we were sorting. So I would, really like to kind of hear from you guys. Definitely you guys can contact us about, kind of what's important and what's the driving force for you guys to kind of pull your resources together, and how you plan on becoming more profitable as an organization, how to kind of grow on these key accounts. I know, a number of integrators. I mean, it's a huge statistic, but about 85% of business comes from existing customers. So of course, we're always wanting to prospect, we're always wanting to build new targets, but it's how can we, really catch this low-hanging fruit that we have within the accounts that we already have, make sure our customers are happy, that you're not getting a high turnover rate there, and using kind of an integrated system like this so that everybody is on the same page is going to be really helpful to you. So I'm just going to bop over to this PowerPoint. And if anyone wants to contact me, here's my direct phone number and my email. And if you don't want to hear it from me, you can also hear it from a number of other PSA members that are all using WeSweet. All these people are great, and they've all worked really, really hard on being able to automate their process to make sure that their employees and their customers are all very happy using something that is going to really streamline their business, tighten up the workflow, and essentially make them more profitable as an organization. So you can definitely tap any of these people on the shoulder and kind of dive into what they use. WeSweet has over, what do we have now, 10, 12, 14 modules that you can choose from. So talk to others that you're working, with, that you're friendly with, that might have similar business practices to you, to see what a good combination would be for your team, and definitely take a look at the We Opportunity piece. I mean, a lot of these enhancements came directly from, these leaders and business owners, and to really make this a more account-centric tool for you, very industry-centric, to just make your guys' lives easier. So that's that. Julie?
Yeah, Samantha, I had a few questions that came in. The first one is, can I create a data point from another database?
Yes. So, just for kind of visual here, I'm going to go back to the We Opportunity software. So what I am able to do is, for any of these data points that I have, kind of how we were talking about earlier, I can make them checkboxes, currency fields, text boxes, but we are able to pull data that we're calling application data. So you can make the data point map to application data, and we can pull that data from anywhere in the database for both WeSuite and for any integrated accounting softwares. So if you want to be able to pull back information from Central Station or from your accounting, or maybe another tool that you're using to capture data for project management, if there is an integration, we'll be able to pull that information.
Perfect, and thank you for that visual answer. Another question was, what accounting solutions do you integrate with?
Good question. So this is always a growing list, but we do currently integrate with QuickBooks, Sedona Office, SAP by Design, all the Microsoft platforms, Microsoft GP, SL, NetSuite, and then we have a couple that are all, a couple that are under construction as well. So, so WeSuite really works hard on making sure that you're using a unified solution, but in a way that we believe very heavily in having a product that is, really, really good at what they do, and integrating with another product that's really good at what they do, rather than having, one product kind of do it all that it's lacking in certain areas. So we really wanted to focus on sales, and we know that it's really important to feed good sales information into your accounting database. I hear all the time that someone has an accounting database that's great, but kind of unhelpful when you're not feeding it good information. So that's something that we really wanted to focus on. So if there's anything, if you're using any of those tools, great. And if not, tap us on the shoulder. Might be something that we're working on currently, or something that we could always look into. That's definitely our forte.
Perfect. And one last question. I've been looking for a CRM solution for my organization. How is WeSweet different from others that I've seen?
Awesome. So I would say for anyone who's not, really in depth with the history of WeSweet, our owners were integrators for a number of years, and their biggest kind of struggle was that, during their heyday, they didn't have a tool that was kind of specific to them that they didn't need to highly customize, and they really didn't have a tool at all for the sales side. They focused very heavily on the accounting side. So after they had sold that business, they had started WeSweet to really focus on sales software that was specific for this industry, right? You want to be able to quote all of the different kind of complicated sales, as well as the simple high volume sales that I know everyone's having to do. So really being able to focus on recurring revenue, focus on fire sales, focus on quoting multiple systems, being able to quote labor as well as service as well as parts. This was something that we know is very important to others in the industry, and we wanted to have that kind of out-of-the-box solution for you guys, rather than other tools that you're finding to highly customize or kind of cut corners with. So I would say WeSweet is really good for that, as well as we really focus highly on making a salesperson successful. So this isn't really supposed to be a tool that's going to be hard to use. This comes with a mobile app as well. We want to make the salesperson successful, because if they're going to meet their goals and meet their prospects and their opportunities, it's automatically going to make the organization better as a whole. So having a tool that's centralized around your team, rather than kind of a glorified database that they're just entering in data to, but it's not helpful to them, I think is another big key difference there.
Excellent. Well, it looks like that is all of the questions that we have for today. If you'd like to review this presentation again or pass it along, we will have a recorded version of it posted very soon. If you can find it by visiting psasecurity.com/education. Thank you very much to Samantha Perry of WeSweet. Samantha's contact information is posted here if you happen to have any questions for her after this presentation. Please visit our website, that's psasecurity.com, to be sure that you are leveraging all that PSA Security Network has to offer. On our homepage, you can access our future webinar events, this recording, educational offerings, and business solutions. This will conclude today's presentation. Thank you again, Samantha. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.